Hello, my name is Jessica Sandoval, and I teach 6th grade PE at Jefferson Middle School in Oceanside, California. This is my Distance Education or DE Learning Experience project. So the topic that I chose for my DE project was the Marshmallow Spaghetti Challenge from the Projects by Jen website. Some of the goals of the project including working as a team, identifying a problem, analyzing materials, brainstorming a solution, and lastly to share the results on the internet. The link to the Projects by Jen website can be found down below. For the challenge, students were to be in groups and build a freestanding tower with the supply materials that could hold a large marshmallow at the top. Each group of students were given a meter of masking tape, a meter of string, 20 pieces of spaghetti, scissors, a large marshmallow, and 18 minutes to build their towers. The challenge connected to our EDEL 523 curriculum because it incorporated a DE component. By sharing the results with some of my classmates, we were able to collaborate and gain insight as to how other students and schools were able to perform the challenge with the same materials. It was a great experience to see the range of grade levels that performed the challenge and the unique towers that students built. The link to the shared document can be found down below. I decided to use this activity because I wanted my class to work as a team. I wanted my students to practice their communication and collaborative skills, which we will continue to develop throughout the school year. So for the actual project, I set up the activity before my class came in so it would be ready to go. I created the groups and divided my class evenly into 3 groups of 5. I then explained the objectives and instructions. So 5 minutes into the process, I gave the students a heads up on the time. The groups had discussed their ideas but were still fiddling with the supplies and not much building had started. After 8 minutes, I gave the students another heads up. Team 1 was pretty far ahead compared to the other 2 teams. 13 minutes into the process, teams added the final changes to their towers by adding more tape and string. Unfortunately, Team 3's tower ended up collapsing with about 4 minutes to go. And then 60 minutes in, teams were put their marshmallow at the top, and teams tried to reinforce their towers with tape and string. The team with the collapsed tower tried to recuperate by building whatever they could in the last couple of minutes. And here we have some pictures of the collaboration that occurred during the project. So kids working together and making sure their tower was able to stand. So examples of student work. At the end of the 18 minutes, Team 1 had the tower with that was freestanding long enough to be measured, but it fell shortly after. So this is the semi-standing tower, and it measured 22 inches tall. Team 2's tower over on this end was the tallest, but the team was never quite to get it to stand on its own. So it was the tallest, and it measured 28 inches, but it was not freestanding. And then Team 3 here in the middle had the devastating last-minute fall, but was able to recuperate and build the only freestanding tower at 7 inches tall. As feedback, I had my students provide me with a thumb up or down to the following statements. 1, my team successfully analyzed the problem and came up with a solution. And 2, I was a team player and contributed to my team's success. For the first statement, students had mixed results as evident from our pictures displaying the students' work. And for the second statement, the majority of the students provided me with a thumb up. Only 2 students showed a thumb down. I later spoke to them about their response, and they mentioned they were distracted because they found the activity to be challenging. And just some expressions that they had were that they had fun, it was great for teamwork, wish they had more supplies, and wish they had spent less time planning. As I reflect back on the experience, a strength we gained was having my students be more open to work together and interact with others, especially in the days that follow. A weakness that surfaced was that students were hesitant to get started. I think that because I made the team, students were forced out of their comfort zone, and this made for a slow start. However, as stated above, after concluding the activity, students seemed to open up to others. A challenge that I faced was getting a couple of students to focus and engaged in the activity. In my class, students are used to being active and moving around a lot outside. I did not realize that having them indoors while being stationary would make some students become withdrawn. Lastly, from the experience, I learned that I enjoy seeing my classes work as a team. I think working cooperatively is an important life skill to acquire. I would definitely do this activity again. I think I might perform it later in the year with some of my other classes. I might also change it up and let students pick their own groups to see if this makes a difference. Overall, it was a great learning experience and it definitely motivated me to include more DE experiences with my classes in the future. And here are my references for the pictures. Thank you very much.